solutions rally, or no, it's not a rally, but it was supposed to be. So anyways, I'm talking about solutions. So my solutions for what I'm doing is I've been detoxing for the last 3 years. Not quite 3 years, pardon me, 2.75 years, but it's pretty close to 3. So why did I start detoxing? Because New World Order pathogens were in my body. My naturopath saw them. He got me detoxing. So what are these New World Order pathogens? That comes from the chemtrails. It's in the food we eat. It's in the water we drink. It's in the air we're breathing. Okay, what I've got is Morgellons, but look at, you guys, most of you guys know what Morgellons is. I have no sores. None. Blemish free. Always have I been this way. So, but I still have Morgellons. Okay, I call it nanotechnology. This stuff is for population control. And I'm really serious about this. I'm a targeted individual. What they do to me, or what they have done to me in the past, they want to do to everybody. But we've been the target practice. There's another target at the back of the room. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm getting a little emotional here. I'm going to take a breath. Excuse me, because you know what? I've come a long way. You've come a long way, baby, and yeah, I have. So I'm not going to get into what a targeted individual is. I've been targeted for decades. Just look it up. There is millions of us around the world. Okay, so what I did, I'm not going to tell you what I did until I came to 10 months ago. So I did a multitude of things, and they worked. And I went through a whole bunch of Herxheimer reactions. That's a detox reaction where you puke and you shit and you're sick and you have flu-like symptoms as you're pulling all this toxin, New World Order pathogens out of your body. And there's not just one. We're talking a lot of things. And we're not just talking little nanotechnology. They thrive in our body. They grow. They are a man-made parasite. So we're talking parasites here, folks. Pretty freaking scary. And it doesn't stop at nanotechnology. There are genetically modified parasites in our body as well. How did they get genetically modified? From the food, maybe, but also from these nanotechnology. Not only have I been detoxing, this is where it gets weird, and I'm pretty open about this shit, because I'm out there talking and trying to help people because I got my health back. It was a long road. It was an interesting journey. And I'm emotional again. I can't believe this. I've never been emotional. I talk about this all the time, and I'm pretty bold about what I talk about. I talk about shit, crap, nanotechnology, biofilm coming out of your body, fibers coming out of your body, parasites coming out of your skin, your hair, your eyes, your nose that's in your mouth. Okay, what works? Lots of things work, but I'm going to go back to 10 months ago when I started taking cannabis oil orally. Okay, I'm a multifaceted activist. Yeah, I talk about a lot of stuff, chemtrails, but now I'm really focusing on solutions. So one of the solutions is cannabis. I have a nice little thing here. Okay, I started taking cannabis from a dispensary down here in Victoria, and then I learned how to make it. And it was very interesting. The first month was not nice. There's these pathogens in my body actually did not like the cannabis. So I had to adjust it and go really slow, even though actually I smoked pot before. Is not the same, folks. Not the same at all. And especially if you got activated nanotechnology in your body. So anybody who's a targeted individual, anybody who is hypersensitive to EMF, you have activated nanotechnology in your body, and that's how they will control us down the road, unless more of us stand up and speak up and stop this shit. This is torture. Anyways, cannabis. Let's go back to the solutions. Okay. I just want to go I'm not going to go into the history. I was going to of cannabis and why there's prohibition. Started with the hemp. First, I'll talk about Henry Ford. Everybody knows Henry Ford. Did you know that he built one of his first cars completely out of hemp, and it ran on hemp fuel? But then all his friends back there went back to him and said, "No, no, no, Henry. We still have to rape and pillage. You cannot make your car out of hemp and hemp fuel," because there was the oil barons and the loggers and the land barons. Well, no, 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 Henry. I think Henry was a really good guy, actually. But they stopped him. So that was the start. And they saw that hemp could fuel, plastic, paper. I mean, they still use it as all those things, but it was stifled by all these barons because they saw that they saw the potential of hemp. So that was the start of it. And then they decided that the marijuana, which is the same family as the hemp, they would demonize the marijuana, call it marijuana, which is a derogatory term that they tried to make it look like it was Mexican gang related. That's where that word comes. That's a government word. Okay, let's call it cannabis, folks. That is the real name of this plant. The botany name, cannabis. Also, too, in the law, they call it marijuana. The Canadian law, it's all marijuana this, marijuana that, and so let's start calling it cannabis. If I get stopped, and I'm really open, and I talk about this even publicly on the streets, if somebody's talking about it in the store, or if somebody says they have cancer, I talk to them right away. I don't care. I act like this is legal now. That's what we got to do. You act like it's legal. Kind of got off track there. Emotional tonight. I can't believe it. Anyways, okay, I'm just going to tell you a little bit of what I do down in Nanaimo. I have a little talk show. I try to help people who are detoxing, who know that the Morgellons is nanotechnology and they have Morgellons or they have Lyme disease. There's another new world order pathogen, Lyme disease. These things are all man-made. So I have a little talk show. I try to help them. They call in, but they're pretty quiet. I gotta talk more, and I am looking for some people who are in alternate health to come on my show. I actually had my naturopath come on my show 2 weeks ago, and so it's recorded. If anybody wants to hear it, I'll link you later if we're friends on Facebook. So that and I teach other people in my home, and I'll even come down here to Victoria. So you guys just have to talk to me later. I'll teach people how to make the cannabis oil. One of the problems is if it does become legal and people who are ill, suddenly they're going to the dispensary to buy their cannabis, and they bring it home and they have no clue what to do with it. And that's one of the problems. That's one of the problems actually right now, if people who have a legal license and they buy from the government, they don't know what to do with it. Okay, so I will show you what to do with it. Very, very simple. So I'll come to Victoria for a group, and I'll show you how to do it. Or if you want to come down to Victoria, I'll show Nanaimo, pardon me, I'll show you there. What else do? I do lots of support online. I hang out on Morgellons and Lyme groups. I hang out with other targeted individuals online. Some of them are coming around and they know that if they detox, they start to regain control over their lives. Some of them are really messed up, unfortunately. And part of that is a psychological torture, because this is a psychological war against us. And they actually have to beat you down. And the farther down you get, the more effective this tool, the weapons they use on us, and then and the nanotechnology in our body, the more depressed you are, the more effective it is. So it's a spiritual war. You really, love is the answer, really, it is. I'm actually going to wrap it up, except I'm going to say hi to my my cousin, non-cousin, who actually shares my same last name, and he lives in Newfoundland. He gave me the longitude and the latitude where he lives in Newfoundland. His name is Monty Newhook. But anyways, I want to write a poem later on. I didn't have time, so I just put it out there on my Facebook, and he came up with cannabis can, and cannabis can do more than what we even know right now. I was kind of thinking, if we could do a video or something, cannabis can, and just, you know, make something really funny to get out there. So I'm looking for doing some videos and comedy. I love comedy because I don't like crying up here, because I'm actually feeling pretty good, folks.